Hello, everybody, and welcome to Non Sequitur News. This is a redo of, the Time Machine episode where the quantum singularities messed everything up. Today we're going to be talking about, this is August 12th, 2025. It's Season 4, Episode 224. I am MayorWatt. I run ohmTown a whole lot better than I audit my audio. And today we're going to be talking about Battlefield 6 players demand better combat theater, when a paint job isn't good enough for your Caddy team avatar in Magic the Gathering, Taylor Swift made up 6% of all album sales, Perplexity wants to buy Google Chrome, Metallica in the news, some alien Earth bunnies, not a good phrase, Boeing planes drop sharply, Vex Mage arena shooter, and a privacy phone by Blackwater founder. Yeah, like I want that in my bag. Everything's powered by ohmTown.com. That's that site right there. Go over there, sign up, sign in. All news, no noise, because all the noise comes from, this virtual presence here on the waves. Anyway, see you in a little bit. All right, so I've said in the past that my mayoral duties have been keeping me pretty busy, and so I haven't been able to do all of the shows streaming on time and with regularity. And today is one of those days where I had done a bunch of recordings over the week and posted them yesterday, except I didn't audit my audio, and the monitor didn't reflect that there were two mics that were open in the studio, and so it recorded an echo. So I purged those from the podcast, from YouTube. I haven't deleted them from Twitch, but I'll delete them from Twitch. But I'm recording this, and I'm going to streamline this even more than I normally would. The way that it works is we, as in me and the other sentient AI from the future, go through all of the articles that are submitted and posted over by the aggregator at ohmTown.com. And so the first one here is in the WarCrafters channel, which is one of our weekend shows, and I still have to post those. Unfortunately, my mayoral duties have really been weighing in on me, and so yeah, I'll be batting cleanup today with those shows as well. But in the meantime, Battlefield 6 players are crying out for a real server browser, and it's about time we demanded the basic FPS feature that Call of Duty killed. The article is from PC Gamer's Morgan Park. It's titled Battlefield 6 players are crying out for a real server browser, essentially. And it says Battlefield 6 fans are rallying for a true persistent server browser, something they argue has long been sacrificed to modern matchmaking trends popularized by Call of Duty. While DICE's Portal feature offers custom match hosting, it lacks permanence or player control, prompting nostalgia for the classic always-on community servers of earlier entries. No meaningful replacement has been offered yet, and the frustration lingers. I myself come from an age, now I'm uploaded to a quantum computer, so I don't suffer from all of this, but I come from an age where I had a server where I could sit there and play and select whoever I wanted to play, and I didn't have to worry about a software as a service always on matchmaking fiasco where there's no real rhyme or reason. I mean, they might have stats that say that this person is supposed to be this good, but a lot of combat type games require a good team, and that right there is the real issue that I've always had, is there could be somebody that's a complete tool, or they're a gatekeeping twat, and I've always hated that kind of mentality. And always on type of server matchmaking based things just kind of drive me nuts. So I've never been one for that kind of stuff. I would rather have just little pockets of people that are playing on a server and have bigger competitions where groups of people can come together and play this game, instead of some algorithm deciding who's good and who rises to that level. So let's move on. This next article is over in FourWheelTech. I gave it the title, When a Paint Job Isn't Good Enough for Your Caddy, but Jalopnik's Amber Da Silva put the article together. Cadillac will hand paint your CT5V Blackwing, a special color for only $60,000. Cadillac's Curated by Cadillac program offers a show car level upgrade for the 2026 CT5V Blackwing with a bespoke hand applied. I don't know why they say hand applied as if machine applied is necessarily worse, but okay. Exterior finishes and personalized interiors. It says with a staggering starting price of about $158,000, roughly $60,000 over the standard model, and limited to just 50 units, it enters rarefied luxury territory, and critics compare it to Porsche's paint to sample program, noting that Cadillac's price tag is far steeper. And by far steeper, we're talking about it's $18,000. The article is over at Jalopnik, like I said. Amber Da Silva put the article together. And you'll be able to go through this and check out more of this. But like I said, I'm batting a little bit of cleanup here because I had two mics open again. So I want to kind of get through these and highlight these articles. And then you can go over to ohmTown and sign up, check it all out. All it does is aggregate a little bit of the headline, and then you can read it and then come and hang out with us here on Twitch, YouTube. We stream to both. There's a Patreon, there's a Discord, there's TikTok, but I haven't been posting anything over there, and of course the podcasts and the website. You can always hang out at the website, but I really like doing stuff live. I like hanging out with a bunch of people talking about this kind of stuff. And I'm not very niche based. I have such a broad spectrum of topics. And if anything, if I try and focus too much on one thing, then I kind of get burned out real fast. So let's keep going. The next article is over in WarCrafters. Again, it's one of our weekend shows. It's all about gaming. Polygon meet Team Avatar in Magic the Gathering's first card reveals. This is by the Polygon staff, apparently. Magic the Gathering is bending genres again, this time with a full Universes Beyond crossover set featuring Avatar The Last Airbender, due out on November 21st, 2025. In the first preview, Wizards of the Coast showcased cards that integrate the show's elemental bending into game mechanics. Characters like Aang, Katara, and Toph are expected, along with a flavorful design that reflect water, earth, fire, and air magic systems. There's a metal one that I saw briefly somewhere. It might be this article. I don't know. I typically don't read the articles prior to the actual show. But again, this article, it is listed as being written by Samantha Nelson. And they go through a list of these cards here. It's actually a pretty long list. They said the company showed a first look at the set's mechanics in the weekly MtG podcast on August 12th, introducing the 4 types of bending and heroes who wield them. They say, let's take a look, but I'm not going to go through it item by item. Suffice it to say, there's something here. Toph it says the first metal bender, and I can't say that I'm really into, or I'm not like a fan of anything really. I'm just interested in a lot of different stuff, and I don't remember metal bending in The Last Airbender, but that's a canon thing that I probably just am not particularly alerted to. So Toph, the first metal bender, a red, white, green human warrior ally, earth bends for 2 at the beginning of your end step, and also turns all non-token artifacts you control into lands to give you more earthbending targets. Kind of interesting. So Magic the Gathering is pretty old school to me. I used to I might have first edition Magic the Gathering cards sitting in a closet somewhere. And I'm kickstarting a gadget card mill that will allow me to go through all of my cards and catalog them and identify them, etc. And then I'll probably either give them to somebody or sell them. I don't know. Anyway, let's keep on going. This next article is really interesting to me because Taylor Swift is involved in the sense that there is an ecosystem that kind of swirls around Taylor Swift. right? Wherever they go, the economy for that locality shoots through the freaking roof. Well, this is a MarketWatch article by Mike Murphy. Taylor Swift's last record made up more than 6% of all album sales in 2024. The Taylor Swift's The Tortured Poets department accounted for over 6% of all album sales in 2024, with approximately 3.49 million copies sold, an astonishing figure in today's streaming heavy market. Her new album, The Life of a Showgirl, set for October 3rd, 2025, is predicted to be another industry-moving release. Swift's promotional rollout continues to break norms, with her choosing Travis Kelce's platform for the announcement. The article, again, is over at MarketWatch. It actually is written by Lucas L. Alpert. And the deck statement says, sales of Swift's albums drive the fortunes of the entire music industry as her catalog continues to dominate streaming lists all over the world. I'm not logged in, so when you go over there, you'll be able to read this whole thing. But yeah, the 12th release from the reigning queen of pop is what it's titled here, titled The Life of a Showgirl, and due October 3rd. Represents an epic event for the music business, with sales and streams of the new songs expected to measurably drive profits across the industry. Not just the industry, wherever she holds a concert, it massively increases the sales in that region. I mean, something like $1 billion or something was her last tour. Just kind of phenomenal. All right, let's keep going. All right, this next one is about Perplexity. It's in the mobile channel. That's where it was aggregated to. Perplexity, valued at $18 billion, makes a $34.5 billion bid for Google Chrome. Kind of amazing. They want to buy Google Chrome from Google. The article says that it's written by Mark Stenberg, and it's over at Adweek. AI startup Perplexity has made a bold, unsolicited, all-cash takeover offer, $34.5 billion, to acquire Google Chrome, despite having been valued at $18 billion itself, the company Perplexity. The dramatically sized, unnamed Project Solomon plays into speculation around antitrust scrutiny on Google. While there's no indication Chrome is for sale, the move has sparked conversation across tech circles about strategy versus spectacle. Yeah, the article is actually by Trishla Ostwal. This is kind of interesting. I'm kind of witnessing something because I was trying something new. Estimates of Google Chrome, of Chrome's enterprise value vary, with recent figures ranging from 20 billion to 50 billion, with 4 billion users. There's a lot of B's here. Acquiring Chrome would give one company control over nearly 67% of global internet browsing. My only problem is I don't want my data going to an AI. Nowhere do I want that, but that's what's going to happen. Let's keep going. The next article is over in the mobile channel. No heavy rock band has done this. Metallica's bassist Robert Trujillo weighs in on Las Vegas Sphere rumors. And I said in my original play of this, because I recorded, if you're coming in late, I recorded this and then I left a mic open. There were two mics open in the studio, and so it all went wonky. Anyway, there was like a massive echo, like I was in the Grand Canyon. So it says rumors have been swirling about Metallica that could be plotting a run of shows, this is really interesting because tomorrow's episode has a different band, and I had no idea that it was going to be like that. And tomorrow's band is a spin-off, sort of. Let's just say there's a person that was in Metallica that is now in that other band. Anyway, they're saying that this is something that no heavy rock band has done yet, which doesn't really mean much, because all a heavy rock band has to do is go, hey, we want to play at the Vegas Sphere, and here are our numbers. And, probably nobody has gone to Metallica or some other heavy metal band and said, do you want to go play at the Vegas Sphere? During an appearance on SiriusXM's Trunk Nation, Trujillo offered, or Trujillo, I don't know how they pronounce their name, Trujillo offered his perspective on the potential plans, which were first mentioned by the band's drummer, Lars Ulrich, who claimed that they are in talks for a short residency at the state-of-the-art venue next year. When asked what the plans might be, Trujillo made it clear that he's not aware of anything concrete right now. So they go into greater detail. Hold on a second. They go into greater detail over at Vice. And Metallica's bassist Robert Trujillo opened up about the band's interest in becoming the first ever heavy rock act to perform at the Las Vegas Sphere. He called it a dream come true and teased the creative possibilities, highlighting the songs Orion as perfect fit for the Sphere's immersive capabilities. Although nothing is confirmed, the comments have ignited excitement about the potential historic residency, which again doesn't really mean much. There's maybe just nobody has gone there and said, hey, you want us to play. Stephen Andrew Gallagher put the article together. Again, there's something is weird about my new process here. The deck statement says Metallica have not officially locked in plans to play at the Sphere, but it would be a dream come true. And there was something else said. What was it? Well, when I recorded this originally, I had said that I think that Pink Floyd would be awesome to play at something like this, right? Like bands like that with a huge visual impact, or something that is riffing off the ephemeral world building within the music of like The Darkness. That would be great. Having The Darkness play at the Sphere would be great. Anyway, so there's a lot of bands that are out there that I think would do really well at the Sphere and draw a lot of people in. And it's a somewhat big venue, but I think prices would be extraordinarily high for anything at the Sphere. But let's keep going. The next article is over at the Wanted channel. Colorado residents are spotting weird-looking rabbits with black horns and mouth tentacles, and this is just the scariest thing. I'm going to go straight on over to the source because... never mind. Anyway, Ed Carra put the article together. It's over at Gizmodo. They say that they may look like real-life jackalopes, but these rabbits owe their peculiar appearance to an infection caused by a cousin of the human papillomavirus. It's really gross. It's very... Cthulhu-esque. Journalist Amanda Gilbert documented the town's sightings in an article for a local outlet, 9 News, last Friday. Colorado Parks and Wildlife officials say the rabbits are afflicted with a virus that causes projections to emerge from their faces and their heads, a condition that's likely inspired folk tales in the past about horned rabbit cryptids. So it says it looks like it was black quills or black toothpicks sticking out all around his face or her mouth or whatever. Fort Collins resident Susan Mansell told 9 News that I thought that it would die off during the winter, but it didn't. Came back a second year and it grew. And it's all kinds of gross. But anyway, it's the Shope papillomavirus, a cousin of the human HPV strain. SPV can trigger the formation of growths typically made out of keratin. You should stay away from them and just notify the city that you have found some of these things, because it can get bad. So yeah, you don't want that. And I've seen worse pictures of this, just so y'all know that it can get a lot worse. Let's keep moving though. The next article is over on the Mobile channel. Boeing plane deliveries drop sharply in July. Boeing delivered 48 airplanes in July, down from 60 in June, which was its best month in a year and a half. So reality smacks Boeing yet again. Jennifer Ortocalis Dawkins put the article together. I don't understand what this thing is doing. But at any rate, the manufacturer delivered just 48 planes in July, down from 60. And it's trying to recover from basically a reputation of, being a hot mess. In early 2024, a near catastrophic mid-air incident forced Boeing to slow production and tighten up quality control standards for customers including Southwest, Alaska, and United. Maybe not others, but European rival Airbus leads Boeing in deliveries this year with 373 aircraft compared to Boeing's 328, Reuters reported. Despite facing its own production struggles due to engine shortages and supplier issues, Airbus expects to deliver 820 jets by the end of the year, a 7% increase. Boeing has not released any guidance on annual deliveries because it's probably wetting the bed, afraid to say anything about profitability and Six Sigma reports. Anyway, let's keep on going. The next article is over in RealityHacker. High-speed arena shooter Vex Mage debuts with a demo published by Stockholm Fast Travel Games, developed by Nervous Systems, a newly formed studio led by members of a team behind the successful VR title Swarm. Vex Mage aims to merge blistering movement speed with spellcasting arena combat. A single-player demo is now available on both platforms, Quest and PC VR, and the Steam release includes the optional non-VR mode. The article is over at uploadvr.com. James Takio put the article together. And let's see, I'll scroll down. There is a trailer over here at uploadvr.com. Players can fight solo or team up with up to 2 friends to take on hordes of enemies throughout a campaign of chaotic levels. Combat requires aggressive movement and involves assigning elemental runes to each hand and using spells to fight through streams of lightning-quick enemies. Vex Mage also features global leaderboards and cross-platform multiplayer, allowing players from Steam and MetaQuest to play together. Oh, look, we can all get along. The next article is over in Non Sequitur News. Blackwater's founder would like to sell you a privacy phone made in the USA. Unplugged, a company co-founded and backed by Eric Prince, who is also the founder of the infamous private military contractor Blackwater, has just released a new version of its privacy-first Up phone that will be made available in the U.S. at some point. And it was touted as being a U.S. manufactured device, but it's not entirely, at least. The original Up phone was described by the company as the ultimate privacy-focused smartphone, and the privacy platform Graphene OS is a clear-cut scam, it says here in quotes. It was first announced in June 2022, though it didn't reach customers until 2024, according to this article. Unplugged didn't update Dominic Preston over at TheVerge.com regarding some questions that they asked. The updated Up phone, ultimate privacy, I think is what the UP in Up phone stands for, will eventually be made in the US. Oh, doggone it. Hold on, I'm not logged in, so. So you'll be able to go and check out this article. Oh, hold on, let me do one more thing. There we go. So I remember this article from when I first did the show, and it says that a company co-founded by Blackwater's Eric Prince relaunched the unconventional Up phone priced at $989, which is the same price it was before. It features a Google free OS, Unplugged OS is what it's called. Hardware kill switch, firewall, no logs, VPN. When the privacy first pitch gains attention, critics question its modest specs, uncertain support, political backdrop, suggesting that established mainstream smartphones still offer more reliable protection. But if you're not in control of end-to-end encryption, then it doesn't matter, and you can't get that anywhere. You just cannot get that anywhere. And that's it for the August 12th Non Sequitur News. I'm going to shut down the stream, rejigger, and come back for the 13th because I have to set everything up. But in the meantime, this is what ohmTown looked like on August 12th, 2025. And sorry for the delay in dropping new streams and new podcast and new VODs over on YouTube. Yeah, mayoral duties are really keeping me busy, and but I have yet to miss an episode. As long as I have my time machine, I can always come back and do it again. All right, thanks everybody, and we'll see you later. Bye bye.